Hey, welcome to Wild and Wonderful HRT, high dose HRT. This is a little bit about what high dose HRT is going to do for you. I'm really excited about my experiment, so here's the details. Good to see you again. I'm having my morning coffee and really thinking about this last weekend. Thinking about all of you. My name is Kitty Anderson, and I am a board certified menopause coach. I have been studying menopause for about 5 years, and I got really interested in it because my HRT is working so well. But what I did in the last 2 years, because of COVID, I decided to increase my doses, quadruple, so 4 times the amount of product I was using. And I did enough research to get me comfortable with this whole idea, right? And I also realized that my doctor had no idea what an optimal dose was. She didn't care. She never asked me how I was feeling mentally. She never asked me if I had enough product. Never. And so that really motivated me. It was like, what do these hormones do? And why is everybody afraid of them? And why are only 3% of menopausal women getting their HRT? In the United States, we just don't take care of our women. And it's making me crazy. So I started this YouTube channel to help you through your decision making. But this is wild and wonderful HRT results for the last 2 years. And the reason I'm doing a part 2 is because I left out 10 more things. There are 10 more things, 10 more wonderful benefits that I got from quadrupling my dose. So I wanted to share that with you today. I'm really excited about these benefits, and I just didn't want your research on menopause to include just super technical stuff or doctor videos. I want you to see a patient. I want you to see someone who's thriving on HRT, who did the research, feels 100% comfortable in using HRT. In fact, I think it's preventing all these diseases from my research. And you can email me at jumpstartaip@gmail.com, and I'll send you my initial HRT appointment guide, which has 100 pages of menopause science in it for you. But let's just continue my last video on wild and wonderful HRT results. Okay, here we go. All right now. So the number one thing I noticed, and I had mentioned my mood boost, but I'm a coach, so I spend hours every day really listening to people's stories and understanding their experience. And part of that is patience, increasing my patience. So as my HRT went up, my patience increased. And I was very, very centered, very calm, very comfortable with listening to someone else's pain and being able to respond to that in an appropriate way. The other thing that happens for women with low hormones is they have very high fear. And so it's incredibly important that I'm a stable partner in their recovery. So being a better coach, because I became more patient. And I bet you could use that with your family, right? We all need that. But having no anxiety at all is part of high dose HRT. Love it. Another element that comes from both the estradiol and the testosterone is better focus. So I do use an ADD med because of the years where I had low focus, and I explored that, and it's really non-toxic if you use a generic Adderall, not the long-acting type of stuff that's all coded and everything. Use the short-acting, fast-acting ADD med, then that can enhance the neurotransmitters in your brain and enhance your focus. But estradiol and testosterone both played a role in supporting that focus. And so you can see I can do these videos totally off the cuff. There is no script. I don't need a script. I have all the knowledge and I'm able to focus enough to present something to you in a very concise manner. And that is high value to me, very high value, because I've been publishing videos weekly. So putting something out there every single week to try and help move women towards wellness, right? Getting you all comfortable with this experience. Here we go again. She thinks I'm talking to her every time I'm talking to you. All right. So the next one that was just a total shock and surprise and so lovely, and I deserve this. I really deserve it. Is I love music again. And it's probably a combination of all the hormones in my brain, because the brain activity is affected highly by hormones. So what happens inside me is I can hear the different parts of the music better, so I enjoy it more deeply. It's really changed my experience. The other thing is I feel it in my body. I feel the music in my body. So I'm like, go, go, go. And you know, that brings a lot of happiness. There's just a lot of happiness that comes with loving music and having music in your life. And then that improves your mental health when you have beautiful hobbies like listening to music again. I never thought I was going to have this back. And I used to be a dancer, right? I used to be go, go, you know. So I've got that back and I love it. Another one, which I mentioned in part 1 of the wild and wonderful benefits to high dose HRT, is higher energy. Just waking up in the morning with energy, with positivity. You know, energy and positivity kind of go together. So your outlook on life really changes. But having that high energy allows me to exercise harder and exercise every day. So instead of doing a low, slow yoga class, I'm doing a power walk, and I am actually sore instead of just doing the same thing over and over again. I can change my workout routine to the point where I'm actually building muscle. So I feel stronger and the muscle shows and I look stronger and my posture's better and just everything comes across stronger and better. So I love it. And I even have a really funny story about kind of the decisions that you make in life. So on the lower dose, I was doing a low, slow yoga class. I mean, not super. I was actually in hot yoga. I was able to do that on the low dose. And I was able to do a lot of things, but I actually felt like I needed yoga. I needed it to calm my systems. I needed the hot yoga for just the relaxation and the deepening of the sleep. I didn't realize if I bumped my hormones, I would start to get some of those incredible, crazy benefits. So what's really funny is the owner of the yoga studio said, you know, you're really, really sharp on this, Kitty, and we need more women to lead our restorative yoga classes, which are super low and slow and just did not inspire me at all. And I thought, that's how she perceives me, is low and slow. I am low and slow now. It didn't even occur to me that, wow, I used to be an aerobics instructor. Oh my gosh, I used to be this high energy woman. And I was like, where is she? Why is she thinking of me for this? It really just like did not match. This did not match who I thought I was, even at 64. I just couldn't think of myself as low and slow. And putting in the right amount of hormones brought me back to who I used to be. So, well, you gotta love that. Okay, this is a really weird one, but I just discovered this. I had lost a lot of body hair on the low dose products. So I thought this was aging. This was just aging. It's just what's going to happen. I'm not going to have much hair. And we all worry about our hair, right? We all worry about our hair. So you see the women thinning hair and everything. You don't realize you need to bump up the estradiol and bumping up the testosterone is really going to change. So what it changed is my body hair. I have more body hair now and even underarm hair. So it's just, this is very personal. So don't tell anybody this, but I have more body hair on the quadrupling of the dose. Okay, I mentioned this on one other video on the estradiol, how much estradiol is too much, but I'm going to mention it again because my breast shape changed. So on a low dose, your breasts are more flat, and on a higher dose, they're more triangular, I guess. So you'll see this, and this is an activation of your breast tissue. Do not be afraid of breast cancer. Don't worry about breast cancer. Our breasts are used to estrogens at 7,000 because estrogens get really high in pregnancy. And with HRT, you're only around 100 picograms per ml. This is not a big deal, even on the high doses. I'm up near about 200 probably, close to that. It's really hard to tell on these tests and everything. But you're going to see your breast tissue change. I just don't want you to back off your HRT. You don't back off the HRT to a lower dose unless you are having painful breasts or dense breasts or fibrocystic breasts. Then get to your doctor and get that worked out. Another option is to increase the fiber in your diet, and that'll help you process out the estrogens. I try to have 2 cups of fiber at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all my snacks are fibrous, right? So you want that processing, and that keeps the estrogens managed in your body, right? It's pretty simple. Okay. Another thing that's absolutely fantastic is that my hunger signals are more appropriate. So there's a lot of signaling between the brain and digestion, right? So all of that signaling gets out of kilter when you have low hormones. It is inappropriate. It is sending signals, please eat all the time. It is just insane. So if you can't last 4 to 5, sometimes 6 hours between meals, then that may be a sign that your estrogen is pretty low. And as you bump it up, you're going to get more and more appropriate hormone signals for hunger and fullness. Both of those things come back into line, and you'll notice it's just like when you were premenopausal, right? And that's fantastic because all those hours between your meals, you want to be calm and collected and not thinking about food, right? Okay, here's a pandemic one. So I feel on the higher hormone doses less lonely. I feel less lonely. I am connecting to others better. A good example is I'm in this conversation club with some international students that are kind of new to America. We have a whole bunch of So we have this circle of people that get together on Mondays and Thursdays, and it's all international students adjusting to America. And then usually it's American students in the social worker category, right? So that as part of their multicultural counseling, they're coming into this circle, and we're answering questions, kind of going around the room. But I am feeling very, very connected to all of these people. And in fact, as I did this before, and I wasn't as interactive. Now I am actually bringing in foods and visiting the African grocery store and bringing in spices, and I'm bringing in all these little things to enhance that experience for everyone. And I'm not afraid to lead it. I'm not afraid. I'm not in charge of it. No, I am one of the older people there. There's some other people in their 60s that do come from the community, and people that want to support the international students as they're making this big, huge emotional adjustment. So I just found that with the higher doses, I just got more engaged. And who doesn't want that? All right, this one's Frankie. This is Frankie. She's our latest pandemic puppy. We got one at the beginning, right before the pandemic, and then we got this one a year in. It's sad that this has taken up all of our lives. But this one's Frankie. She's a little French bulldog. There she is. She really doesn't like to be held at all, but I wanted to introduce her. She'll be wrestling in the background. She's really funny. So the last thing, this is number 10. So we have so many. I have 10 in my first video and 10 more in this video. So this just has been such a big impact on my life. I have to let you know about it. So I think I am letting the little things go. I'm finding a way to be a more conceptual thinker, a big picture thinker, and really letting things that don't matter go, right? And that is prioritizing. That is a skill. And as you get less focused with low hormones, you get less prioritized and your goals aren't as clear. And so what's really nice about this really high level of hormones is I'm very, very clear on my goals. And at the end of the day, I can look back at every single day and say, hey, I did something important today. I really made a difference today. And there's nothing quite like that, right? There's a huge satisfaction in life when you can say, I made a difference. All right, let's remember that the benefits are best with transdermal estradiol, with usually oral micronized progesterone will work, and transdermal testosterone. You've got to get enough of each of these three. And typically we try to bump up the estradiol and progesterone first, trying to avoid a progesterone sensitivity. And I've got in my initial HRT appointment guide, I've got a number of things that you can do if you have progesterone sensitivity. And then adding the testosterone kind of as needed. A baseline test can be very helpful there because some women have a bump of testosterone in perimenopause. And so they really don't have a high need for it until after. But also the very fact that you're putting the progesterone in your body can dampen the testosterone receptors, so they're not receiving the testosterone very well. So you want to put in enough testosterone to get your energy back 100%. We want to get you back to normal. So I get this question all the time is, how fast should I feel a difference? Well, it depends on how much you're bumping up. It depends upon your skin and how your skin absorbs everything. It depends upon your diet. It depends on if you're drinking alcohol. It depends on your medicines that might be blocking the hormones. There's just so much. And so I apologize if I make this sound really simple. You have to experiment. You have to feel your way through this. As you're bumping up your HRT, go ahead and start making those diet and exercise changes. That will always enhance the HRT. It will always help you. It just can't hurt you. And this is a time of life, if you do take the bull by the horns and start adding nutritious diet, and I recommend the autoimmune protocol because that's the highest nutrient dense diet you can find. It is the highest one. I can't find anything better. And then also movement. Start low and slow, move your way up, challenge yourself. If you cannot get to a very high level of cardio, you want to add more testosterone until you can, right? So all these things are interdependent. Everything depends on everything. So I really can't give simple answers for it'll take 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks, right? Estradiol took 2 weeks. Progesterone takes about 10 minutes. And testosterone takes me 60 seconds to feel a difference every single day. It's entirely up to you. So that's my lesson today. I hope you're doing well. Email me at jumpstartaip@gmail.com. Let me know how you're doing. Bye.